So Space Dandy this week, I'll say that this week's episode was better than last week's episode. Honestly, this episode was a lot funnier to me. Like, I had some moments where I was dying. Like, I was watching this, I was like, oh crap, like, I was dying. Like, it was just retarded, some of the stuff that was happening in this episode. So, the comedy was really on point this week. And overall, I know, I actually liked this episode a lot more. But there is two issues I had with this episode, though. One is the fact that they didn't explain how Dandy, the cat, and the robot survived that explosion. They didn't go into it at all. Like, it just seemed like they omitted that entire thing. Like, that never happened. Like, it's really weird. So I don't know. It really bothered me when I saw this. I was like, why come on. They could at least try to explain and have like a kooky way of like, oh, I had a shield or something, and I was able to block the explosion and had the cat behind me, and then the robot, you know, is a robot. She can survive explosions. I don't know. They could have had some bullcrap explanation in there, but they could have done something. Is all I'm saying. It really bothered me for the fact that they didn't really explain it at all. And the other issue I have with this episode is animation. The animation was fine for the most part. There's only one scene that really kind of got down a little bit. Like, the animation kind of looked kind of Naruto, if you know what I mean. Like, with Naruto, sometimes animation can be real good, and the other times the animation start looking like pain and just, oh my god, you don't know pain, you know, going in all that, all looking stupid and everything like that. You know, that's kind of what ends up happening half the time. But yeah, it kind of got Naruto when this girl named Scarlett came in and she went in on all these freaking enemies, and it just looked kind of weird when I was looking at it. I was like, oh snaps, we're having that Sasuke Orochimaru animation. Okay, that's what's going on. And so I was like, oh, alright. But besides that, the rest of the animation was fine. It was good. So yeah. So what I like about this episode, though, is just the comedy aspect of it was so much better in my opinion. I was dying. Especially, my favorite part of this episode really was when they explained the Ramen guy's backstory. The Ramen guy's backstory is so freaking hilarious. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, he had an accident, and the thing is, he's a part of this biker gang. That's what he was. So I was thinking, okay, he's part of a biker gang. He had an accident, so I'm assuming he must have ran somebody over. You know, something stupid happened in a bike-related accident or something. But no. He's had his girlfriend now. He's like, oh baby, and he freaking yoga flames and burns the girl, and then she dead. And he's like, no. And he started crying. I was like, wow, really? So that's what you're doing. And then after that, this dude going to planet because, you know, he felt horrible and he didn't want to get caught or anything, so he kept going to planet, runs into a human, and this human has a ramen shop, and so he eats this guy's noodles. And when he freaking eats those guy's noodles, he devours them, and then he freaking puts his chopsticks down, and he just starts freaking crying. Like, the cry he had was like the best cry ever. He was crying like the best cry ever. Like, I know somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you. That cry was hilarious. I was dying. I was like, oh yeah, this is stupid. But basically, they ended up eating the best noodles ever and Space Dandy ate the best noodles ever, while the cat had a bowl because he had to get out of that freaking portal or that dimension, because basically these noodles are from a different dimension. You know, that's what they kept trying to say. That was the legend. Well, apparently it literally is from a different dimension. And so they're trying to leave that out of that dimension because the dimension gate is about to close. And so they're trying to go, freaking the cat drops his noodles because he can't fall into crap. He keeps dropping everything. And so he drops it, doesn't get to taste it, and Danny's like, oh man, I guess you need those noodles. Well, it's too bad for you. They were so delicious. I was like, this messed up. It was messed up. So yeah, I mean, I love this episode. It was really, really funny. I like the comedy aspect in here. We see Scarlett, so she's gonna be a recurring character. So I like her too. She's freaking beast. So I can't wait to see her again. I honestly want to see that noodle dude again. I want to see the ramen guy. I want to see him back in later episodes or something, because I don't know, that guy was funny to me. I like the dude. I want to see him in later episodes. Oh yeah, the one thing I actually forgot to mention in my last review is the voice acting in here, and I might as well just actually talking about it now. The voice acting for Space Dandy, the English dub and everything, is actually really good. It's a really good dub for the most part. There really isn't any problems I see with it. Most of the characters' voices actually fit the characters themselves, and it just, like, it really, you know, furthers the experience for Space Dandy. So honestly, the English dub is actually not that bad. So yeah, I have no gripes with it. So yeah, I give the rating for this episode basically it's better than alright. It's a little bit better than alright. It's still not good, like really great or anything like that, but maybe it's a solid episode. It's a solid episode for Supēsu Dandi. So yeah, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think of this week's Supēsu Dandi episode. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Supēsu Dandi reviews. Because honestly, I have a kick at reviewing this series, so I may do more Supēsu Dandi reviews. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.